Good morning, guys. So I wanted to show you my breakfast. I have a slice of the Fran's Great Seed Bread for 2 points, half of a tablespoon of sugar-free red raspberry preserves for 0, spray butter for 0. This is some of my protein chia pudding. So all the ingredients that went into it was 1 scoop of the organic, purely inspired protein powder for 2 points, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds for 3 points, half a cup of unsweetened vanilla almond milk for 0, put a little bit of cinnamon, and then 2 teaspoons of sugar-free maple syrup for 0. Put that into a jar, and I did this on Sunday, so it's been in there since Sunday. So then you get a consistency like this. Then this morning I topped it with apples for 0, an 1/8 of an ounce of almonds for 1 point, and then some pumpkin pie spice on top for 0. So I have a 5-point protein chia pudding here. And then I have my grapefruits for 0. I put on there some Truvia, and then I put just a half a teaspoon of unsweetened coconut for 0, put in the oven and broiled it up. So this is my breakfast this morning. Let's not forget my coffee. This is some cinnamon flavored coffee that I got when I ordered that big mega coffee thing from Amazon on Prime Day. So I have that plus 2 tablespoons of sugar-free French vanilla for 1 point. I drank my thing of Profit tea this morning. I'm going to fill that up and drink it again on my way to work. So this is all of my breakfast. Now I haven't put my lunch all together yet, but I wanted to show you everything that was going into it. I'm just going to make myself a wrap. So I have some rotisserie chicken here. I'll put 5 ounces of that on there for 3 points. I'll put some cabbage for 0, red onion for 0, clover sprouts for 0, some chopped celery for 0, some shredded carrots for 0, and some green onion for 0. So all that will go on there, and then I'm going to put some blue cheese dressing. You can have 2 tablespoons of this for 1 point. This I'll put on the side and just put on my wrap when I eat it at lunchtime. So I'm going to put that all together. Then add some leftover kale salad from last night's dinner. This will be 4 points because I did end up using the dressing because I had enough points to do so. So I went ahead and used the dressing that came in the kale salad. So this is 4 points worth of that. So that'll be lunch. So total, as far as the wrap, will be this 1 point for the wrap, and then it'll be 2 points for that and 1 point for this. So it would be 2, 3, 4. 4 points for my wrap, 4 points for my salad, so lunch will be 8 points. Snacks, I'm going to bring, of course, my usual vegetables, and I need to get some more hummus. Actually, I have 2 more hummuses left, so I'm going to save those for Thursday and Friday because I didn't quite have enough points today. And then I have the rest of my apple from my breakfast. So this will be lunch and snack, and I will show my wrap to you when I get it all done. Okay, so here's my wrap, and it is huge and stuff is falling out of it. So I'm just going to put it into a bag, and hopefully I can just put it all together. I probably should just bring all the components to work in like little containers or something and put it all together at work, but that would be a process. Guys, so I have 2 things I want to talk to you about, so hopefully I can talk fast. One of the things, I am so proud of myself for keeping a positive attitude with the week I've had. So you guys heard about my weekend, horrible weekend, thinking, okay, I'm going to go into a great week. Tuesday at work, let me tell you. And another thing, I'm just struggling this week with thinking of things for my meal plan, just struggling. I need help, you guys, I need help. So I'm going to try to work on that at lunchtime. Anyway, sorry, processing in my head as I'm talking to you guys. So yesterday at work, so the morning was very hectic. I mean, I am finding in this department that things just happen, you know, and so it was just constant, like, okay, I gotta do this. And so finally, after lunch, I was able to sit down and start working on the presentations we need to do for when we go do our district's presentation. Well, you guys first know I started out my morning kind of hectic because I had to set up for that breakfast. So I got all the stuff, got to work about 7:15, got it all set up, I'm good to go. So then, like I said, after lunch, I was able to sit down and work on the presentations that we have to do for all the school districts that we do services for. We have to go to each of the school districts and do a presentation about what we do as far as HR, and then payroll comes with us and they talk about payroll and the business side of it. So we do these PowerPoint presentations. So we have ones that they've used over the years, but we're just revamping them, of course, you know, make them a little different every year, plus with new information. So I was working on one of the districts. I got it completely done, and then I was going to get a phone number from my department coworker and I go to tell her, and then all of a sudden I look at my screen and the PowerPoint's gone. I was like, okay, what happened? Like, what happened? Where's it at? You know, so I'm trying to look around. I looked into the folder where it says saved at, and it showed that the last time I worked on it was Monday at 1:45 or 1:55, something like that, which was the last time I'd worked on it before yesterday. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, what in the heck is happening? And so I spent so much time looking for it, and I'm like, you know what, I just need to redo it. So I took my notes from our meeting we had, and I started redoing it. And when the IT guys walked by, and so I called them over and asked him, I said, is this supposed to have an autosave? Why did this not autosave? And, you know, because when I open it, normally if something like that just closes down, you reopen it and it has an it has one that it's saved. This is, I have Microsoft Office 16. And it, you know, normally, like, will have say this recovered this document. Oh, recovered, that's what it's called. And there was nothing. And so he's like, well, maybe your autosave's not set up, so why don't you go ahead and go set it up. So he walked away. I went to go set it up, and it showed like where the autosave documents go. So meanwhile, I'm almost completely 100% done with the second time of the presentation. But I mean, I was getting to some of the parts where I was going to have to recreate a lot of stuff. So I look in that folder, and it's there. Thank goodness it was there. So I grabbed that one. So I got that. So then my coworker who sits right next to me, she was like, did you get my email? And I said, no. And so I was like, I looked at my emails. I'm like, I only got the one email from you like at 12:30, and after I came back from lunch, I got that one, but didn't have any emails at all since that one. I thought that was really strange, but didn't think anything about it. So then my boss comes over, and meanwhile, I just got the PowerPoint presentation done. I have like 7 more to do, but I really just didn't have the heart to work on any of the ones after that happened. I was just so like, you know. So I go to, so she wants certificates for the class that we're putting on. So I went to go start a certificate, and I had it all done. I went to hit print, and my whole entire computer froze. And I'm thinking, oh great, my PowerPoint's there, and I was hitting save though, even though I had the autosave was on, I just kept hitting save on it. Every time I finished a slide, I'd hit save. So the whole computer froze, and I had like, it was like the time was clicking down, and I knew, I was like, oh great, I have to redo the certificates, because I had my coworker, because we have shared drives, so I had my coworker go look at our drive and see if that certificate saved, and it didn't. So I'm like, can I just use your computer and create these real quick? So I used her computer, made their certificates real quick, got those printed, and then I meanwhile just shut down my computer. When I restarted it, I had emails all of a sudden pop up on my computer that were time-stamped like 1 o'clock and on. Like I had 15 emails that my computer was not processing, which we use Outlook, so again, Microsoft. So obviously I had some kind of issue with Microsoft, and it just completely messed up my computer, and it ruined my whole afternoon. It was so bad. Like I said, I kept a positive attitude. I just kept laughing about it. I did eat 5 wintergreen mints, I ate 6, which was 5 points. I think that's what it was. I don't know, it was 5 points worth of mints, 4 or 5 points worth of mints. That's why I went over. I think it was 5, because I ended up with 34 points, and I had 29, I believe, in the morning. So, I just stress ate them, honestly. But I think those were better than like the chocolate I could have went and got. Somebody had chocolate zucchini muffins, which is funny because I just talked about zucchini muffins the other day. Those were on the table, but I just ate those mints, so, which was fine. I mean, I'm not too like, you know, whatever. I had the weekly points for it. This is the most weekly points I've used in a long time. And I have a feeling that, I mean, I know a lot of it's just this week that I've had, the stress that I've had. It's that time of the month. Although, let me tell you about that. I know you guys hate it. Well, some of you hate it when I talk about it. But I have been drinking that tea since, I told you guys that one of my goals this month was to drink the Prophet tea in the morning, drink the Focus or the Alive tea in the afternoon at work, and drink the Relax tea at night. And some of those, some of them, well, all of them say that they de-bloat you. A couple of them talk about stomach cramping, and then just, you know, all of that. And the Focus tea, I'm really feeling like that is really helping me at work, and I think it's helping me with my attitude, because normally all that stuff would have just thrown me off, and I still think I'm having a little bit of issues with my medication being off of it for those days. I'm very sensitive to medication, and my thyroid is very easily like messed up. I mean, I've had to change my medication so many times. So I'm thinking not taking my medication for so many days is still kind of messing with my brain, but I think that tea is helping. So I haven't really had, the cramping has pretty much gone away. I still feel slightly bloated, but not as bad as I was. So it's been overall a pretty good cycle this month, which is really good. So I don't know, guys, it's just, I don't know, if something is testing me. Something is testing me. It's trying to see how far it can push me, and it's just picking the right time of the month to push me. And I really could have gone over the edge so many times, because you know how much my family would love it if I just brought home a greasy hamburger for dinner. And believe me, there's times I thought, you know what, I'm just over this day, I'm not going to make dinner, I'm just going to pick up cheeseburgers or something, you know. It's so easy to do, and in the past, that's what I would have done. But I'm really trying to change, you know, how I look at things like that, and instead I just ate some wintergreen mints. So, I don't know, you guys. So, anyway, there's that. Oh, dang it, 9 minutes, sorry. Second thing, so last night I was just perusing on Amazon. I get, you know, like those lightning deals emailed to me, and then come on my phone. Because I have like the Amazon app, and it tells me like if there's a lightning deal. Like, I think you can select your like preferred like categories or something. I don't know, because it always seems to be maybe it goes based on what you buy and what's on your wish list, because it's always like home kitchen based things, I feel like. Anyway, so I get this thing saying about a lightning deal for spice jars, and I was like, what's that? So I go look at it, and I'm perusing around Amazon, and I see, I went back to that lightning deal, and I saw it, and it's like it was $12.95, which the normal price is $19.99. I didn't remember that. I think it was like $12.97. It was like an odd amount, or $12.85, I think. They are spice jars, empty spice jars, and they actually say on there they're like they're the same shape as Whole Foods and Trader Joe's spice jars. They market it that way, which I don't really care about that. But they come with little shaker tops too. So it's a glass jar, just standard spice size. It has these little plastic lids that go on there that is either shaker or a pourer. It has a lift up thing. Then they have lids. Well, the ones I really wanted had silver lids, I believe, but those ones were not in stock. Those ones were already out of stock. They're sold out, or no, yeah, they were sold out, but I still could have got them on that deal, but it would have taken, they would have been shipped out on the 14th, and I want to do it this weekend. So, I got the ones so they had the black.
You have an incoming message.
Anyway, so they had the ones with the black lids, so I went ahead and ordered those ones. I thought, well, you know, I don't really care what color lids they are, but I mean, I like the silver ones. Anyway, so it comes with these little round labels that you write on, and I'm like, I don't have the best penmanship, and plus I was afraid it would smear. So I found some labels on there that were already printed with, I mean, it's like $4.91, really odd amount. And they were already printed with, and they had tons of different ones, plus they had blank ones that you could write on if there was a spice they didn't have the name of. But I was reading the questions and answers that people put on there, and it seems like they're pretty basic spices, which is what I have. So I ordered 2 sets of them, because you get 12. You got 12 in there. And I know they're kind of spendy. I mean, really it is. Even the $20 is kind of spendy, but I think I hate my spice cupboard, mainly because I buy a lot of my spices, since I would buy all my spices at Trader Joe's if I was close to Trader Joe's, but I'm not. So I buy a lot of my spices at like Grocery Outlet or my local chain or Dollar Tree, and they're in like the ugliest, you know, plastic bottles, and so I just want them all to be nice and pretty looking. So I bought them. So I bought 2 sets, so I have 24 of the glass bottles that will all match, and then the labels, and I cannot wait to do that project this weekend. I'm so excited. It'll be so pretty. So I will make sure I show you guys kind of the before and after with that. So that is my project this weekend. I'm still going to see if I can get husband to take me to Eugene, though, so I can go to Trader Joe's this weekend, because that would be fun. It's so nice out here. It's 70, but we kind of have a cloud cover. Unfortunately, we're supposed to get thunder and lightning today and no rain. And we already have a big fire out by Crater Lake right now, and that's where, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's really super, super hazy here, and it's because of the fires that's there by Crater Lake, which Crater Lake is like less than 100 miles from here. And also there's some fires in California, Northern California, that the wind is blowing all the smoke up here. So we're only just again, like a couple hundred miles from the California border. So it's really, really super hazy. It doesn't smell smoky out, which is nice. A few years ago, we had a horrible fire. I mean, it was thousands and thousands and thousands of acre fire, and it was smoky for just months and months and months. It was so bad. But this year, it hasn't been too bad. They've been keeping it under control. But that one out by Crater Lake was caused by lightning. So hopefully, yeah, I looked at the weather. It's supposed to be like 98 today. My house is so hot, you guys. It's like balmy hot. It's like your skin is constantly like wet hot. It's just terrible. I did do my workout this morning. I did 2 10-minute walks with Leslie. I didn't do my other workout again. I think I'm gonna wait till after my period's gone to do any jumping jacks, jumping up and down, all that kind of stuff, because it just doesn't feel comfortable this time of the month. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I have to share. I think that catches you up with everything. So
shipped your Amazon.
Oh, sorry. My car likes to talk to me. Yeah, my Amazon package was shipped. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. So I will do, what I'll do for you guys is I will bring out all of my spices, my ridiculous amount of spices. A lot of them are duplicates. That's another reason why I'd love to do this project, because everything will be all, all together. So we look the same, but I'll have all the pretty labels on them. So I'll bring all my spices out, and I keep my baking spices like in a different cupboard, which I need to clean out that cupboard too anyway, so I'm gonna clean that out. But I'll bring them all out and show you the before, and then I'll show you what they look like after, and hopefully 24 is enough. Come on, that is a lot of spices. So anywho, I'm at work, so I'm gonna call my husband, and I'm sorry if this video is gonna be a little bit longer than normal. Dinner tonight is a new thing. It's a Caesar salad, but it has chicken in it and pasta in it as well. So it's like a pasta chicken Caesar salad. It's 10 points. But it's going to be worth it having the pasta in there with the rotisserie. I'm using the rest of the rotisserie chicken, pasta, and then like romaine lettuce. I'll put some fat-free mozzarella in there, and then I got the Bold House creamy Caesar dressing. So I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of that for 3 smart points. So it's 10 points total, I believe, for the whole thing. But I think it'll be well worth it, and it'll be really good on one of these hot summer nights. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. Again, let me know what your meal plans are for the week, so you can give me some ideas on what you're having for dinner, and maybe that'll give me some ideas. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. Bye!